Salami with bacon, my barracuda. I am the one, the only Imam Icy. They call me Imam Icy because I give you the cold hard truth about the wonderful religion of Al-Islam. Muslim men like myself are under attack. Islamophobes constantly victimize us with their Islamophobic claims that the religion of Al-Islam oppresses women. We respond to these Islamophobes as Allah taught us to in many places in Al-Quran. We tell them to bring your proof if you're truthful. And that's just what these Islamophobes try to do. They'll point out where the Quran says women aren't as reliable as men. They'll also point to the infamous wife-beating verse, which can be painful when applied, but sounds perfectly miraculous when recited in Arabic. Most Islamophobically, they'll show that the Quran approves of marrying very young girls, something centuries of Muslim men have been happy to affirm. Or they'll point to Hadith, where Muhammad said that women are mentally deficient, which naturally inclines them more to hell. Or they'll point to Hadith where a woman was beaten up pretty badly, and Muhammad shrugged it off. They'll also appeal more generally to the terrible treatment of women in the Muslim world under Sharia law. Based on this scanty, anecdotal, biased evidence alone, they'll make their Islamophobic judgments that the religion of Islam oppresses women. While many responses could be made to this, I want to bring my proof, in this case from the UK, which I think stands for the Kingdom of the Ummah. This proof will show you conclusively that Islam does nothing of the sort. The religion of Al-Islam does not oppress women. It upholds them. This story comes from the Baby Lanbi, a news site that I found to be every bit as reliable as the BBC and Al Jazeera when it comes to all things Islam. Here it is. UK Muslims demand voting age to be lowered to 13 so their wives can vote. And here's the story. In a protest to make the nation's democratic process more inclusive, Muslims in the United Kingdom marched to demand that the voting age be lowered to 13 so their wives would be able to vote. Allah has even decreed that the Prime Minister himself support this move toward inclusivity. Every wife in the UK should have the right to vote, even when they are children, said UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. 13-year-old Muslim wives across this country should have a say in who takes leadership roles. Even though they have basically no say in anything in their households, it's important for our nation to have more and more Muslims voting, so we can more speedily progress toward the complete destruction of our way of life. Of course, Muslims would call that progressing toward Sharia law. And what do young girls of the UK think about this? Child brides of Muslims throughout the United Kingdom were in favor of the change. I would be thankful to have a vote in something, at least, said one 13-year-old who was forced into marrying a 40-year-old Muslim man. And yes, this age gap is much smaller than the one set by the perfect example of the Prophet Muhammad. What's up? Under Sharia law, I'm basically a slave, so having the chance to vote would be nice, of course. I'll just vote the way my husband tells me to. There you have it. In a Western world that pretends to be progressive and inclusive, it's actually the Muslims, as always, advocating for equal human rights. We want wives of all ages to be able to vote, but you, as perceptive viewers, the kinds of people who watch me, Imam Icy, as you already know, there is more work to be done. Muslim men are allowed to marry much, much younger than 13 years old. So we must keep up the fight to continue lowering the voting age. 8 years old, 7, 6 years, and yes, even 5 and beyond. In doing this, we will continue to spread the values of Islamic law throughout the kingdom of the Ummah. Imam Icy out.